All right, we are now joined by the race winner of today's 20th annual Cobalt 400, driver of the number 78 Bass Pro Shops, Tracker Boats Toyota, Martin Truex Jr. Just a couple of quick notes. This is Martin's 8th victory in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. It's his first victory in second top 10 of 2017, and his first victory in fourth top 10 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Martin, kind of take us through those last couple laps. Pretty wild.
Yeah, last couple laps were great. Nothing out the windshields. It was, just it was a crazy race. We had such a good car all day long, and felt like it slipped away from us there. The two car got out front, and that last restart, and I really thought we were going to run second. So got a little bit lucky with him having an issue and got the win. But honestly, been on the other side of those things plenty of times, so it definitely feels good to take advantage of somebody else's issue for once and go to victory lane. So all in all, it was a good day, good weekend. We had speed all weekend long with our Bass Pro Toyota. It was just a matter of getting the balance right, getting it driving the way I needed to, and even as close as we were yesterday in practice, we made a lot of changes last night, based on feel and direction we thought we needed to go, and the guys just did a phenomenal job getting the car the way we needed it, and thankful to be able to put it all together. So it feels good to be here, and first win at Vegas feels awesome.
Awesome. With that, we'll open it up to questions. Please raise your hand. We'll start in the back here with David.
Hey, Martin. David Soap, ESPN Radio, Albuquerque. What was going through your mind after he caught you in that towards the end, and then you had the opportunity to fight back? Did you think you had enough laps left to catch him? And a follow-up, how does it feel? How do you like the new stage racing now that you just maxed points today?
I liked it today. It was good. No, I think it's stage racing's been really fun so far. I think I was a proponent of it before the season started, but we all didn't really know how it was going to play out. And I think it's been definitely it's been a lot of fun. It's been exciting. I think the coolest part is if you run really good, you get rewarded. Even if you have a bad finish for a wreck or something bad happens, I think that's probably a cool part of it. That really would have helped us last year. We ran so good and led so many races, and always didn't get the finish we probably deserved or thought we should have gotten. And so, it's cool to get rewarded for running good and pushing hard and being up at the front of the pack more consistently than other guys. So I like it a lot. I think it's been a lot of fun. The strategy certainly gets mixed up depending on where you're at on tires and what track you're at. And there's so many things that dictate when you can pit and when you want to make those stages work. So, we did an awful job of it at Daytona, and since it's gone pretty well for us. So, so far it's been a lot of fun. But, as far as the two goes, I mean, him and I felt like all day were very equal. Whoever got out front was stronger for sure. I felt like we were better on the shorter runs, especially if we could get out front, and he was better on the longer runs. And that run right before the last caution was the longest we'd gone on tires all day, and my track bar quit working. I couldn't adjust it anymore, and I just started to struggle honestly towards the end of that run. And he was still digging pretty good, and just honestly just drove by us. And I really felt like the race was over at that point. Especially after the last pit stop, he beat us out. Took off and beat us on the restart. I thought, we're going to run second, which it was still going to be a good day, but you always want to win. And, like I said, fortunately, he had issues and we took advantage of them.
Other questions for Martin? Any questions up in the press box? All right, we'll come right over here to the right.
Yeah, we have questions from the press box.
I'm sorry, go to the press box?
Yes.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Martin, do you feel like maybe things are starting to even out a little bit given the breaks you've had in the past and finally getting a good one today?
I sure hope so. I mean, Cole and Barney were in disbelief, and, I've been driving for them for about 4 years now, I guess, and if they only seen all the other times this has happened in my career, I can go way back. So yeah, I think it's, I've definitely paid my dues, but it was just one of those deals. Things like this happen, and Brad took advantage of Kevin's mistake last week to win, and today, he was on the other side of it. So, I think the important thing for us is we're starting off the season strong. We're putting ourselves in position to win races, and that's really the key. If we can continue to run up front, lead laps, run at the front of the pack all day long, you're going to put yourself in position to get to win races, and that's what we did today. This is the first time we've really taken advantage of somebody else's issue. I'm sure if we keep running up front, it's going to happen again. So we'll just keep working hard and see what we can do.
Do we have any additional questions up in the press box?
Not right now.
Okay, we'll go over here to the right.
Thank you. Martin, congratulations on your win today, man. Tire testing out here a couple of months ago with Goodyear. How was the tires on your car today? And we heard that you didn't really blister anything up, but how are they reacting towards the track with the hot day out here today?
Yeah, tires were good. I thought, you know, a lot of grip taken off and just continued to get slower and slower throughout the run. I think at the end of the run, the cars were a real handful. You know, mine was a handful, and I was out there leading, so I'm sure there was other guys that were, you know, really struggling. And, you know, it's kind of typical of Vegas. You know, you feel pretty good all weekend long, and Sunday the track gets slippery, and, you know, the sun's beating on it, and everybody out there running. It just gets slick. So I thought the tires were good, the tire wear. You know, there was no issues, but we did have good tire wear to where you could, you know, really let off the throttle early and be out of the gas for a long time to promote racing. So I thought it was good. Tires felt good to me, and, you know, no issues there. Yeah, thank you.
We'll come up front.
Mike Cranston with the AP. Martin, I got to ask you if you saw what you had any view of what happened behind you, and as you were crossing the finish line, do you have anything you saw the mayhem there?
No, I didn't see anything. I heard about it a little bit, that there was a little bit of a fight that broke out. I honestly have no idea on the details, but I'm sure I'll hear about it and see it on Twitter when I get my phone and be able to read about it on the way home tonight. And so who was fighting anyway? Kyle and Joey? Who won?
Not Kyle.
Yeah, but how many, like, was it one-on-one? Well, yeah, well, what? Yeah or no? It started, okay, well, how did that look? Was it a pretty fair fight? Like haymaker swing?
There's blood involved.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure NASCAR's going to love that one. On that note, I should probably go, huh?
All right, we'll go to the back, and then we'll come back up here to Jim.
Dominic Otto going to the racingexperts.com. Martin, what's the biggest lesson you learned from today's race that you can apply towards the rest of the West Coast swing?
You know, I don't think anything really sticks out as far as lessons go. I think we really went out there today and raced like we always do. You know, like I said earlier, we made a lot of changes to our car last night. You know, definitely, you know, proud of my guys for their effort on that, and just really understanding what I want in the race car and being able to give it to me. So that was important. But you know, I think it just reminds you that you never know what can happen. You always push till the end. You never throw in the towel. You never give up, and you always push, you know, till that checker flag falls, because you don't know what's going to happen. And that's really always been kind of our mentality. Me personally, and ours as a group. So, you know, we fight hard. We're a scrappy bunch, and we never give up. And, you know, like I said, finally one went our way today.
We'll come up here to Jim.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. You guys have had like some growing pains to start the season. You've had some inspection issues. Cole and them had to go back and work on the cars some. Was any of that really turned out to be like what you would consider a big deal, or kind of disrupted your start to the season? And is it even more impressive that you've been able to perform considering you've had to go through those things?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it definitely hurt us at Daytona. You know, just the chaos of, you know, having to do what the guys had to do and working hard and not getting through tech so many times, and just, you know, it was kind of a black eye really for the team, you know, and so it caused a lot of extra work, obviously. You know, they all had to fly back to Denver when everybody else had 2 days off in Daytona to work on it. But that's really just how our guys are. They'll do anything. They'll do whatever it takes. You know, you look at our race season, and you know, everybody talks about the West Coast swing, the 3 races out here. Well, 33 of the races probably are a West Coast swing for our team. And you look at how many things, trailers and trucks and parts and pieces go back and forth across the country, and they always have to leave a day early, and all the sacrifices they make. That's really what sticks out to me about it. So it was definitely a tough deal for them, but I think they really put it behind them as soon as Daytona was over. They got the Atlanta car straightened out really quickly, you know, fortunately, and you know, we went to Atlanta, didn't have any issues. So we definitely had a stronger car there than we finished. You know, we had the clutch problem. You know, we ran most of the race with no clutch, so pit stops were a problem, and we still ran. You know, we still finished 8th. So we had I felt like a top 5 car there. And then a good weekend here, and you know, having a new 2018 Camry, it's been a little different. So definitely been a good job by the guys trying to figure it out, and it's one of the different things. And you know, I feel like it's definitely a good start. And I'm not sure we expected to win this soon, but it feels good that we did.
We'll stay here in the middle.
Tom Zaleski, Iron County Today. Hey again, Martin. We were talking Friday, and you weren't quite happy with the effort on qualifying and left something out there, but you still had P2. And how, after practice and leading up to the race today, how did the car feel, and the potential that you had to win this thing, even though it went south toward the end?
Yeah, you know, really it's been a pretty solid weekend for us. I think for me, I felt all weekend that if we could just get the car to feel right, we were going to be fast. You know, we had good speed, obviously, in qualifying. We missed the balance a little bit, and so we were second. But anytime you can be off on the balance a little bit and still have speed to qualify at the front, it's usually a good sign. You know, yesterday we had decent speed again, but the balance was not what I was looking for, and we really struggled on the longer runs. You know, today we definitely were better there, and so you know, it was really just a good weekend. Made good decisions. Everybody did a great job. The pit crew was flawless today. They did a phenomenal job, and you know, we did all the things it takes to win. You know, if the two didn't have an issue, we were going to run second, but it still was going to be a really good, solid weekend, solid day, and you know, no mistakes by anyone, and good, and obviously a really good performance.
We'll come up here to Jerry Jordan.
Jerry Jordan, former station network, and kickingthetires.net. Technically, I guess Kansas would be your closest track for your shop, but do you guys have any extra special people here this week and being out here on the West Coast? Does that mean more?
I think we definitely get a lot more fans from Colorado area that show up out here. You know, I've met a lot of them this weekend. So yeah, I mean, anytime we race on the West Coast or, you know, from Kansas west, I think it's, you know, a little bit of a extra incentive for our guys and a little extra pride. A lot of people from Denver here this weekend that I met are from Colorado in general, so that's really cool. And winning at Vegas is cool. I mean, it kind of feels like Bristol. I've met so many people this weekend that are from all over the country. You know, so many people from Oregon and Washington and, you know, Colorado and other places. So it's definitely a cool destination race where a lot of people come from out of town to come here, and definitely a neat place to win, that's for sure.
Any additional questions here in the deadline room?
We have a question from upstairs.
Go ahead, press box.
Chris Knight, catchfans.com. Martin, congratulations on the win. It's kind of a two-part question. I was just curious, you know, the Toyotas were okay at Atlanta, but you guys came this weekend and you guys were really strong out of the box. Was there anything that you learned at Atlanta that helped you guys transition and be better here? And do you think that the Toyota racing team as a whole will turn to you guys and see what they can do to improve the overall program of the Toyota teams heading into Phoenix and California?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, we performed a little bit better at Atlanta than the results show. You know, the 20 ran third, I think, and you know, we were going to be third, fourth, fifth, maybe without the last caution, and obviously since we didn't have a clutch, we lost a bunch of spots on our last pit stop and ran eighth. So, you know, a couple guys missed it, which you're going to have. I think with this aero package, it seems that it's a little bit easier to miss it, and the balance seems to be a lot more sensitive. And when you do miss it, it seems like your speed is off more than what it was last year. So I think those are part of the things. But I think, you know, again, I think we've got good speed in our cars. It's just a matter of doing all the little things right, figuring out the balance, finding what the driver likes and all those things. And, you know, we certainly learned some things at Atlanta that helped us this weekend. So we all work together really well. I'm sure guys will learn, you know, something from what we did this weekend. And honestly, we made some big changes for the race last night that really helped us. So we'll all look at that and share that and hopefully move the program forward. But I feel good about where we're at, and definitely feel like the results have not shown that, you know, how good we've been and how strong we've actually been so far.
Any additional questions in the press box?
No more questions.
Thank you.
All right, Martin, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
JeffGloves.com has the best one.
Oh, you're right here. I wonder if JeffGloves.com.